Tonight, Groucho, we approach the end of our search for Mrs. Housing Development of the United States, as we will meet the 15th and the last of our young housewives. 2 weeks from tonight, 3 finalists will appear on our show along with their husbands, and at that time, the judges will make their decision and pick the winner. So here, with her partner, Mr. Bill Harmon, is our last aspirant to the title from St. Louis, Missouri, Mrs. Pat Marks.
Well, welcome to the show, and say the secret word and you'll divide an extra 100 smackers. Bill Harmon and, let's see, Pat Marks, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Pat, in which housing development were you developed?
Well, at the present, I'm living in Baldwin, Missouri, which is approximately 15
Baldwin?
miles.
That's an apple, isn't it?
No, this is
Or a
a
piano.
little housing development. It's about 15 miles from St. Louis.
Oh.
And we have approximately 40 homes, and they're all on acre lots. And there's
That's pretty
lots,
big.
oh, well, you need lots of room for a lot of children to be able to run freely and scream and holler without disturbing anyone.
Why are your kids screaming? Do you beat them with a stick?
No, they're just the average children, and they
Well,
like
but why
to scream.
are they screaming? Do you beat them because they're screaming or just to make them stop?
Well,
Tell us something about yourself, Pat.
well, I'm 22 years old, and I've been married for 5 years, and I have 3 lovely children.
You were married when you were 17, huh?
That's right.
How old was your husband?
35.
You mean your husband is twice as old as you were?
Well, he was when we were married, but he isn't anymore.
I guess not. After 5 years of marriage with all those screaming kids around, he's probably aged a lot more than that. Probably around 90 now. Has this old gaffer developed any bad habits in his declining years?
Well, I wouldn't say he's in the declining years, but...
Well, you ought to know, kid. Well, surely he must have some... What are you snickering about? You keep out of this. Huh?
Well,
Surely he must have some bad habits. Everybody does.
well, he does.
Except me. I haven't got any bad habits. I haven't got any habits.
Well, my husband
I have a riding
snores.
habit at home. Your husband what?
Snores.
He snores?
Yes, I'm
Do you
afraid he
hit him when he snores, or you just hit the kids?
No, I just give him a little nudge, and he turns over.
Where do you tap him?
Well, kind of nudge him a little.
You nudge him?
Yeah, with my
How?
elbow.
Like this?
Yeah, yeah.
And then he rolls over?
Oh, yes.
And then after that, does he sit up and beg? Or does he go back to sleep and start snoring again?
No, he doesn't snore after that.
No blame.
I want to ask you a question. Do you snore?
No, I don't snore.
How do you know you don't?
Well, I grit my teeth.
Well, what's between your teeth? You got his ear? How do you know you don't snore?
Well, because my husband said so.
Well,
Because I always wake him up while I'm gritting my teeth.
The way your husband keeps turning over, it seems to me he'd get more sleep in a cement mixer. Have you tried to cure him of this deplorable habit of snoring?
No, I haven't. He was all right when I married him, and he's all right now. And
You still love him?
oh, very much. And as he says, and I quote, he says he's an old greyhound that's run a lot of races, and he says it's too late to start chasing that rabbit now.
Is that the way he refers to you?
That's right.
Bill Harmon, huh? Have you ever chased any rabbits in your time?
Oh, yes. I've chased some rabbits. I've chased them all over the world, as a matter of fact.
You're really desperate, aren't you? How long did you spend wandering over this globe?
Oh, well, that was about 6 years while I was in the service.
Oh.
I was a sailor in the U.S. Navy, Groucho.
Now, what did you do in the Navy? Were you a warship?
No, well, I was on ships. I was a yeoman in the
Were
Navy,
you a
Groucho.
yeoman's mate?
No, sir, a
Were
yeoman.
you single at the time?
No, a yeoman is a sort of a seagoing stenographer or secretary, Groucho.
You were a secretary on a warship?
Yes, sir.
Why do they need stenographers on fighting ships?
Oh, well, they need stenographers and secretaries everywhere. You can't fight a war without them. You've got paperwork. Somebody has to do the paperwork, so that's why we have yeomen. And,
Well, you didn't do any typing while they were shooting the cannons, huh?
No, you have other duties while they're doing some shooting.
What do you do then, hide?
I still think you have the wrong idea about yeomen.
Well, what did you do when you went ashore? Did you get your typewriter repaired?
Oh, no.
Buy a new ribbon or something?
As a matter of fact, when we went ashore, that's where the real excitement began, because usually we were in some foreign part of the world, and there's people to meet, young ladies, and chat with the...
Girls, you mean, huh?
Oh, certainly.
Did you meet any girls who spoke Russian?
Russian, the only Russian girls I ever saw were sailors. On Malta, there were some Russian ladies that came in on some of the ships there.
Well, how did you entertain the Russian girls?
Well, it's not really easy. I didn't speak a lot of Russian, but, we'd
Were they
tell
driving
stories.
their tractors around?
No, we'd get together in a little place there and have lemon soda and coffee and whatever they had to drink and sing songs.
Vodka?
No, I never had vodka with them, but I used to like to entertain them by translating some American folk songs into Russian, or trying to.
Like what?
The Old Gray Mare, and...
You sang that in Russian?
Yes, sir?
Could you sing us a little of that then?
Oh, my goodness.
Just, well, a little bit, you know.
Right here?
Yeah, make-believe Patter's a Russian girl on a tractor, and you're trying to attract her.
Oh. Well, I have a lousy voice.
Well, that's all right. It's a lousy song. Just sing it.
Starya loshad, nyakaka nabila, nyakaka nabila, nyakaka nabila, starya loshad.
I get the idea.
I told you so.
No, I like it. And that's what you did with the Russian girls, huh? And
Well, frankly, Groucho, I was a little afraid to do anything more. I mean, they're big enough to hunt bears with a switch. They're... I mean, you hold it like that.
that must have been a lot of fun to see those Russian girls hunting bear, wasn't it? Well, you're both charming, and it's been a lot of fun talking to you. And you're a beautiful and wonderful advertisement for St. Louis.
Thank you.
George, would you bring out the questions? Oh, I thought you were going to wear a bathing suit.
No.
Oh, just Pat, huh? Now, what category have they chosen?
Cities and small towns of the United States, right?
Well, put it right here so the audience gets an idea what it's about.
I will take a $200 one the first time, Groucho.
All right.
Okay, we'll pick it up.
Oh, I do it? You want it?
No.
No, give it to me.
Yeah, give it to me.
You give it to her, the game's over. Huh?
Oh.
Now, let's see, for $200, in what state are Gadsden, Phoenix City, and Tuscaloosa?
Alabama.
Alabama, 24 votes for Alabama.
And you have
idea my age.
$200. And 3 more chances to make a total of 5.
The idea is to accumulate 500.
Three?
3.
We'll take a 300 this time.
Pull it out.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Looks good.
For $300, in what state are Geneva, Edwardsville, and Belleville? Come on, kid.
Try Utah.
Well, it's a good try, but it happens to be Illinois.
Oh, no.
Well, that's all right. You
still have 2 more chances to make $500. Because they're easier than 3.
For $200, in what state are Mayville, St. George, and Riverhead? Mayville, St. George, and Riverhead.
Wisconsin?
No, it's New York.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, let me recapitulate here. You have 1 more chance.
What's that mean?
That's what I'm doing here. You have 1 more chance, and you have $200.
Let's go for broke. Take
3.
And you have to have 5
Go for
altogether, so...
You still have 2, you know. For $300, in what state are Clearwater, Panama City, and Mariana?
Florida.
That's right, Florida.
And you wind up with $500. Pancho, we have something quite unusual now. I'd like you to meet the McKeever families. I'm sure that football fans will recognize Mike and Marlin. They're here with their wives, Judy and Susie. So, thought you go in, please, and meet Groucho Marx.
Judy McKeever, Mike McKeever and Susie McKeever, Marlin McKeever. Huh? Well, let's sort you out. I've heard of the famous McKeever twins. I guess everybody has. Which ones are they?
We are.
On the end.
Yeah. You always play end?
No, occasionally I'm there at guard.
Now, which girl is married to which McKeever?
I'm married to Marlin.
Why was that hesitation? Weren't you sure?
I wasn't sure.
And I'm married to Mike.
You're married to, who is this, Mike?
Yeah. I'm married to Mike.
You're named after a fish. Your name is Marlin?
That's right.
Why were you a sucker when you were a kid?
I still am, I guess.
Oh. How am I supposed to keep things straight? Do either of you boys have any suggestions, any identifying marks that would help me?
Well, he'll probably do the most talking, I imagine.
Oh, I notice you're talking now, and you're quiet. Where are you boys from, Marlin?
Well, we were born in Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Were you born on a ranch in Wyoming?
Well, yes, we were in a blizzard back there.
Well, why were you out in a blizzard while you were boy? Why weren't you in the house where your mother was?
Adventurous.
We haven't been able to figure that out.
So when you were born, were your parents expecting two giant football players?
Well, they were expecting a little girl, to tell you the truth. They,
Had the doctor anticipated twins?
No, it was one little girl, and my parents had already named it Mary Ann, I believe.
He's married.
Imagine getting all set for a baby girl named Mary Ann, and suddenly these two show up. I want to ask you something. Did that doctor ever sell Edsel cars up in... Well, what did the doctor say when the first one arrived? Did he pack his bag and beat it?
Well, to tell you the truth, I wasn't there. I was 10 minutes later. He's a little bit older.
Oh, well, the doctor had fled long before this, huh?
Yes, he had banned it. He didn't want anyone.
Marlin, how did your parents distinguish between you when you were babies?
Well, they used to write our names on in the curicomb on our stomachs.
How did you know they didn't get confused? How do you know they didn't paint the wrong names? Have you ever thought of
I've
it?
thought about that, but it's pretty depressing, and I don't think about it too much, because
You can't think too much. That's his problem.
These kids are really crazy about each other. Susie, do Mike and Marlin still have the mercurochrome on their stomachs? Yeah?
Well, Marlin doesn't. You'll have to ask Judy about mine.
Judy, how about it?
No, he doesn't.
Now, I want to try something. Girls, you close your eyes and turn around, and no peeking, eh? Turn around. Turn around. Now, I'm going to shuffle these guys. You're out in the alley, girls, eh? Okay, you can come back, Colonel. Now, choose your husbands. Now, Susie, how did you know who was who so fast?
Well, Mike has on a gray suit. Marlin has on a brown suit.
Well, suppose they switch suits, then you'd have to get a divorce.
I don't think we better do that here, though.
No, I hope not. Marlin, how do you know you're Marlin?
No, I'm Mike. I'm Mike.
You just told me before you were Marlin.
No, but I switched, if you remember.
I think we better switch back. Yeah.
I'm fairly familiar with their football records, but perhaps some of our listeners aren't. Susie, tell us about these boys. They were all coast linesmen, weren't they, for the phone company?
Yes. No, not for the phone company.
No?
They were both All-American, and they were all coast, and they're both academic All-American.
Oh, well, that's quite an achievement. That's pretty impressive, being academic All-American, too. How did you know all this, Susie?
I keep a scrapbook.
That's good, a good idea. Are you scared, Marlin?
No, I managed to stand up there.
Oh. You've been way scared in this, I'll bet. It's $50 for you and $50 for Marlin.
Well, give the money
All
to.
goes there eventually.
There you see how quickly they fall into all the regular... You know, I watch professional football on TV, and it always seems to me that a smart little man can outplay the big brawny ones. Is this true, Marlin, or do you have to have beef in order to succeed as a pro?
Well, I think it's a combination of both intelligence and size, and speed, of course.
I bet with my brains I can run circles around you. I really think so. I'd like to see just how good you are. Do you want to try?
Well, do you have your insurance paid up for?
I have fire and theft. Is that
Well, as long as you've got theft, that's what counts.
Don't worry about me. You boys line up there in defensive formation. The girls and I will be the offensive. Okay? Now, you fellas go out there.
Okay.
And I'll take the girls back here, and that's the last you'll see of us. We're going back around here. Get down now. It's getting so old they can't even bend anymore. God, they're watching us. You're supposed to be waiting for the ball. Are you ready? See how easy it is?
Can we do that again?
Let this be a lesson to all you professional football players out there. If you want to go through the line with the McKeever twins, just throw your arms around them and give them a big kiss. They're absolutely defenseless. Well, boys, now that you've turned pro, I guess you're thinking about money, so let's see how much you can win on our quiz tonight. Since you were both honor students at college, I imagine you're pretty tough customers. George, will you bring in the quiz? What category have they chosen?
Cities and small...
By the way, you fellas picked out some pretty good-looking girls. Your taste in girls is kind of high class. So, Susie, that's you.
That's right.
You picked the first one.
The cities and towns of the United States, right?
You picked the next.
Because that's what's in here. Yeah. I mean, just let me have it.
What's you going to do, look at it? For $200, in what state are Burlington, Durham, and Gastonia? Come on, boys, girls, time.
Well, the three of them say North Carolina.
Well, that's good enough for me. That's good enough.
And you have $200 and 3 more chances to make a total of 5. So you're doing pretty well so far.
Judy, that's you.
Yes.
Another $200 one.
For $200, in what state are Arlington, Brookline, and Holyoke?
Virginia.
Oh, Massachusetts. I'm going to get more letters of complaint, Massachusetts. You watch. Massachusetts.
Never been back there.
You have 2 more chances, however, to make a total of 5. You have 2 now and 2 more chances, so...
Talk it up,
despair.
George. Talk it up.
Another 2? Here.
One of you fellas should have married a girl from New England. For $200, in what state are Marietta, Rome, and Columbus? Marietta, Rome, and Columbus.
Georgia.
Georgia is right. You must have played there, huh?
Well,
in those cotton-picking fields. Huh?
We played the University of Georgia.
I now have $200. Now, you have $400.
You have $400.
And one more chance, however, so this is important.
You got to win $500.
And they'll do it if they get this
You got to have heart. For $100, in what state are Powhatan? Powhatan. P-O-W-H-A-T-A-N. Appomattox and Spotsylvania.
Well, if you can't say that first one, we better choose another one.
I said Powhatan. Huh? Powhatan.
Can you go over those again?
Appomattox and Spotsylvania. Appomattox is where a famous battle was fought.
Yeah, we know that.
P-O-W-H-A-T-A-N. Powhatan, Appomattox, and Spotsylvania.
You go on, Mike.
Georgia?
No. Virginia? Virginia.
Well, that's a shame. Well, you've won $400 and 100 in the secret word.
Right.
So you each got $125. I'm sure you spent worse nights, but I'm sure you didn't get it. I'm sorry you didn't get a chance at the big money. Good night, Susie, and good night, Judy, and good night, Michael.
Thank you.
So here's Bill Harmon, ready to try for the big question.
Yeah, now you pick a number for a total of 5,000.
8.
If neither number comes up, you have, and if you answer the question, you have a chance to win a total of $2 grand. Right? One of you give it a spin.
Want me to spin?
Go ahead.
Well, you picked 8 and 3, and it came up 1, so there's a question for a total of $2,000, and here's the envelope. You ready? One of the 7 wonders of the ancient world was located at Babylon. According to history, it was one of the most beautiful sights in the world. For a total of $2,000, which of the 7 wonders was located at Babylon? What is it?
Groucho, the Hanging Gardens.
The Hanging Gardens is correct, so... You'll never go back to St. Louis. Well, that's right. Now you've won a total of $2,000 between you. What are you going to do with the money?
I'm going to make a lot of
Jolly
people
Jack
happy.
tie you. What are you going to do with the
I
money?
figure I'm making a lot of people happy with it, Groucho.
Well, be more specific. What are
My
you gonna do?
creditors.
And you?
Well, this is going towards a down payment on a new house and a new subdivision.
Oh, well, you'll be an excellent addition to any subdivision. We should move around my neighborhood. Congratulations.